On the next Cool Rob Show. Special guest Brother El Muhammad stops by the Cool Rob Show for an explosive interview with Cool Rob. Brother Muhammad opens up about educating the people. Brother Muhammad shares his journey to becoming a motivational speaker. Don't miss the personal message Brother Muhammad has for the people. Coming up next on season 4, season finale of the Cool Rob Show.
Yo, welcome back. Boy, Cool Rob, cool to the cool, cool to the most, cool to the other side of the pillow. Welcome back to another episode of the Cool Rob Show, live from the bullpen, y'all. Thank you so much for all the love and support that you're showing me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. It's touching the soul, and when the soul is touched, it's a beautiful thing. I always say that every video, so thank you so much. Keep it coming. Leave comments, like, dislike, engage with me in any and all my videos. I'm always looking for engagement. I'm always looking for new people to come on these shows. Shout out to Movie Hood TV. Go show them some love as well. They help me out behind the scenes. So please go to their channel, show them some love. I want to get all that out because I want to definitely introduce my special guest. So like I always say, I was doing my research, trying to figure out who can I bring on to the show for the viewers. I saw this guy, this brother's video. It took me 2 seconds, and I said, I got to have him on the show. I reached out to him. He's here, y'all. I just thanked him before we came on. Like I said, I told him, I said, I really appreciate him taking his time out his day to come on our show. He's getting ready to bring it. Without further ado, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, Brother Abdul Muhammad. How you, brother?
I'm blessed, brother. Peace and black power to you and the audience. Thank you for having me. My honor, my privilege.
Thank you so much. Peace, peace, peace. Like I said, you took time out your day. You didn't know me from Adam and Eve, but you came on, and I really appreciate you.
Absolutely. The revolutionary don't stop, brother. So I work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So I'm here. Yes, you didn't know me. I didn't know you. But once you mentioned Brother Kareem and you mentioned you had seen my work, you a brother. I know what you're about. Nothing else matters, brother. Let's do this. Educate the people.
Let's go. I told you he's gonna bring it, y'all. So let's get started. Let me be quiet and let him take over. All right, brother. So when I have first time guests on the show, special guests when they first come on, I kind of just warm the viewers up to a few questions if you don't mind. So first question, so far, how your day going so far?
I'm blessed, brother. I have no complaints. Each day above the ground is a great day for me, man.
I'm glad to hear that. And another thing on the Cool Rob Show, people all over the world come on the show. I mean, any and everywhere. Currently, where are you located, brother?
I'm in California, man. I'm in El Sobrante, which is a small suburb, about a 15-minute ride from my home, West Oakland. We call it Panther Town because, as you know, I'm a student of the late, great Dr. Huey P. Newton and the original Black Panther. So I'm from Oakland, California, man, and I'm here in a small city just a few miles away from my home city here in Cal.
So could you tell me and the viewers 3 things about your hometown that we would never know about? Just 3 things about it.
Well, again, we're the original home of the Black Panthers, Huey P. Newton. I was a little snotty-nosed boy in West Oakland on Myrtle Street when they got together and started the first chapter. And also, I attended a high school, McClymonds High School, known as the School of Champions, because we not only dominate in athletics, but we dominate academically. Alumni like Bill Russell, Veda Pinson, such and such. Mm-hmm. And we have some of the greatest diverse people here in what we call Oaktown, Panther Town.
Thank you so much for that. And also, my next question, 3 things about Brother Muhammad. 3 things.
Well, divorced father of 4 adult children who have blessed me with 13 beautiful grandchildren, in which I just had my recent granddaughter, Friday, she's 2 weeks old. Mm-hmm. Shout out to her, my youngest daughter and her husband. and I have 10 of my 13 grandchildren are boys, so I have a baseball team if anybody want to play. And I'm the ninth of 10 children raised in a home with two no-nonsense Louisiana parents, 6 sisters, 3 brothers. 5 of the 6 sisters are older than I. All 3 of my brothers are older than me. So I came from a very, very tight-knit, hardcore, take no mess West Oakland family by way of Alexandria, Louisiana. And I'm also just overall activist, man, and I wear many, 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 many hats. Too many to mention. My work is broad, and my work has blissfully taken me literally all over the world, including the motherland of Ghana in Africa.
It's very interesting, brother, and thank you so much again for coming on the show. Like I just told the viewers, it took me 2 seconds. I reached out. I asked him to come on. He's here. Thank you again. Let's get it started. You ready?
Yes, sir. Stay ready.
All right, here we go. So, y'all, so if you see behind me on the screen, this is Brother Muhammad's profile picture on his Facebook page. I'm going to read it because I know maybe some viewers may not be able to see it. It says, Malik's motivation. Malik Abdul Muhammad, always speaking the truth, motivation speaker, grant writer, nonprofit organization, management lecture. Brother do it all. He's getting ready to bring it. All right, Brother Muhammad, let's get started. So one thing I noticed as I was doing my homework and doing my research, I noticed something. You say you always speak the truth. For someone that see that just may not know what that means and not understand that, can you explain when you say I always speak the truth?
Thank you for asking the question. The reason why, and actually, that name, brothers and sisters, was given to me from my Facebook family about 10 years ago. So it's not nothing that I campaigned for, held a sign for. It's not about egotistical, but my Facebook family gave me that name because of the work that I have been doing pretty much most of my adult life. But it came on the fact that when people realize you have to put feelings and emotions aside, because feelings and emotions are 2 of the main things that drive us daily as human beings. But unfortunately, brothers, brother Robert, feelings and emotions can get in the way of truth. So I am known for giving no damns about feelings and emotions because I will not let feelings and emotions compensate for the truth, because truth is one of the few words in our very, very large English vocabulary that even if you chop the legs off of it as if it was a human being, it would still stand on its own. It don't need a word in front of it. It doesn't need a word in back of it. It doesn't need a word on either side of it. Truth stands on its own. And once you're willing to accept the truth, that means you are also willing to set things that normally get in the way of you accepting the truth, mainly feelings and emotions. And so my mantra has always been, bring the people the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, because if you try it, Brother Robert, truth really will set you free, brother.
Thank you so much. I'm working on it on my end myself. I try to be as upfront as I can, as truthful as I can to any and everybody. And what I can say is when you are speaking the truth or you are living the truth, in whatever way you're doing it, it's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for that, brothers. So moving on. And so, like I said, I was doing my research. You're a motivational speaker. So I have some questions about, your work as a motivational speaker. So here we go. So first, when did you become a motivational speaker?
Actually, I've always been pretty good at dealing with the public, being upfront, even when I didn't ask for it. I'm a former member of the West Coast representative of the New Black Panther Party. I had many pro-Black organizations in which I'll be sending you some of the pages through Facebook. But I've been doing this pretty much about 25 years, and I studied it. I befriended the late Dr. Umar Johnson. He taught me what to say, what not to say, how to work the stage. Brother Les Brown, who used to be married to Gladys Knight, he took me under his wing. because there's an art to this. You know what I mean? You have to be able to be comfortable with speaking to people. You have to be trained and conditioned to have photogenic memory, to not really have to speak from notes, although I'm a research specialist, because researching goes into a lot of my speaking. But it really just came about naturally for me, man, because when you come in the house with, when you're in a house with 9 other siblings and mother and father, you gotta fight for that extra piece of chicken. So from me just being raised and groomed the way that I was, becoming a motivational speaker just became naturally. And I've been doing it, like I said, about 25 years, because people just started putting me out in front. I mean, it didn't matter really, Brother Robert, what organization I became a part of. I always end up becoming, either the minister of information as I am now, or the sergeant at arms, because I'm all about, discipline and order. You know what I mean? And I run my life like that. My life is pretty much discipline and in order, because a lot of us, we may groom ourselves well personally, but our house may be nasty. Our office may be nasty. We may have stuff unorganized all over the place. So a lot of people don't understand what organization and being in order mean. And when you're a motivational speaker, and by the way, my platform is for Black. I just talk about anything that has to do with our people. It doesn't matter if it's good. It doesn't matter if it's bad, because a lot of times, Brother Robert, a lot of us, we want to only bring our people the good news, and we don't give them the bad news, and that's just not the way life is. You know what I mean? So one of the things behind being a motivational speaker under the mantra of bringing the truth is you have to give it to the people exactly the way it is. You know what I mean? And I know some of those negative subjects we're going to be discussing in this little session here. So yeah, about 25, 30 years of my 57 years old. I'm a lot older than I look, by the way, brother. I just take care of myself. I have a real good diet. You know what I mean? And I stay on the move.
Thank you so much for that. One question that came up as you were speaking, you say you have really good diet. What's your diet consist of?
No red meat, no pork. I eat a lot of lamb, a lot of goat, a lot of fresh fruits, and a lot of fresh vegetables. And I go out every day, even during this pandemic, and get me some natural vitamin D sun, because we are children of Ra. So, yeah, man, it's all about what you put in your body. I drink a lot of water all day, every day. It should be the first fluid that enters your body. I don't care how much Hennessy you drink, how much wine you drink. You need to drink water all day, every day. And don't drink it just when it's during the summer, when it's hot. I tell my audience, drink water the same way you take care of your car. You put gas in your car, oil in your car all time of the year. You drink water all time of the year. And again, Robert, it should be the first fluid. It should be absolutely the first fluid that enters your body every morning that you wake up. And naturally for me, I drink everything room temperature. Everywhere I go, room temperature.
Good stuff right there, brother. Thank you so much for sharing.
Oh, don't forget your vitamins either. I take about 13 vitamins a day.
So the type of vitamins I take, brother, is they call one a day. Is those some good vitamins?
Yeah, I don't just do the one a day. You got to supplement it with extra vitamin E. Everything that's in that one a day, you should take it separately. That's why I take so many. So I do a separate vitamin D. I do a couple doses of vitamin C. I do vitamin B. I do the fish oil. So you don't get stuck on just the one a day. That's good, but it's not going to give you, even though it's advertised, that one a day is not really going to give you the nutrients that you need. In other words, it's not enough vitamin C in a one a day.
Right.
So I take 1,000 milligrams separately of vitamin C.
There you go, brother. Thank you so much for that. My next question. I always ask this question when people come on. What inspired you, that one inspiration that made you want to become a motivational speaker?
Well, again, the way I was raised up, I'm old school, Brother Robert. I mean, it's a lot different now than it was when I was coming up. It wasn't so much just having a large family as far as my siblings, and then my mom's twin sister, my aunt, and her only brother. So my grandmother had like 33 grandchildren just out of 3 kids. But back then, a lot of youngsters don't understand the significance of having what's called a village and a community. So when you have the village and the community, even before the Panthers, even before these pro-Black organizations, when you see so many regular members, neighbors of the village and the community, it inspires you to do better. So for instance, for me, like a lot of these kids today, they going to funerals and all that. When I was coming up, I was going to my older brothers and sisters' graduation. The first two PhDs that I knew about, Brother Robert, came from my two older brothers, okay? You know, as an example, my mom, 10 children, yet she graduated nursing school, high school, and college. All my brothers and sisters are degreed. I have a master's and a bachelor's degree, as well as several certificates in other fields. So when you see so many people that are setting the example before you, you know, you're easily inspired, not just in the home, but again, outside the home with the village and a community. And that's actually, Robert, what keeps me inspired today, brother. I want to give back to my people what was given to me outside of my home, because I do understand personally, hands-on, the importance of having everybody care. Because the moment that the only people that care about you is the ones that's in your home, the moment you're on the other side of that threshold, walking down those stairs, hitting that public sidewalk, and nobody else cares about you, man, it's easily to not give up. It's easy to give up and to not being inspired. And that's why you see a lot of ill behavior among our people today. So it started with my parents, my siblings, the village and the community, my grandparents, my dad, no nonsense, Louisiana man, you know. So it started within my household, man, and a lot could be. And the reason why I want to make this clear, because the moment that when I used to be out a lot more than I am traveling on the speaking circuit, the moment I said I was the baby boy and the ninth child of 10, people automatically think I was spoiled. No, my mom and dad didn't play that. I had to do everything that everybody else in the house have to do, and that's why, you know, I'm so well rounded. I can take care of myself. My house is clean. It's in order, you know, because that's what was instilled in me, and that's what I was inspired to do. And I just never got off track, brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, brother. Like I said, we just getting started, y'all. Moving on, brother. So can you tell us some places that you actually spoke before, like any historical places?
The Georgia Convention Center, in which the late great John Lewis hosted me. I don't know if you saw my picture. I think the same day me and you befriended was the day of his funeral. But I've jam-packed the Georgia Convention Center several times. Leimert Park in Los Angeles. I've spoken in Ghana. My speaking has taken me to Cuba, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, all up and down the Caribbean coast. 45 of the 50 easy U.S. states. I've pretty much been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I mean, like I said, I've stood in the sands of Cuba with an interpreter speaking. I've stood in the sands of Puerto Rico with an interpreter speaking. I've been around the world. If I've never was to go anywhere else again, brother, and die today, traveling definitely wouldn't be a regret. So my speaking the truth, whether it hurt people's feelings or not, whether it got into people's feelings or not, really doesn't matter, because I've been paid very well, all expenses paid, to literally travel all of those places that I've shared with you, that I can honestly say, Brother Robert, had it not been for my work and my voice, I would have otherwise not been able to afford to go. Absolutely.
And guess what, y'all? He was somehow, some way, he went all over the world and ended up on the Cool Rob show. So thank you so much for being here.
The honor is, you doing me a favor. I'm not doing you one. Trust me.
Oh man, hey, you just don't know how much I appreciate it. So
yes,
the biggest crowd,
because I studied you as well, brother. What did I tell you in your mailbox this morning as soon as you sent me Brother Kareem's interview? What did I tell you, brother? I like your what? What was that one word I said? Vibe.
Vibe. There you go.
Okay, brother.
There you go. There you go. I was getting ready to say swag, but vibe. I take vibe.
Yeah, it's all saying. By the way, that business card you have, that's an old business card, man. The one I got now is like two-sided, man. I can't put everything that I do, you know, because that's not really what it's about. That's why I don't even pass out business cards anymore. I just send them. That's where that picture came from, because it's not about attention for me, brother. It's about getting the word to the people. That's why I got out of wearing fatigues and got out of wearing berets. I got away from wearing boots. I got away from the patches and the badges, Brother Robert, because people tend to pay more attention to what I look like versus what was coming out of my mouth.
I told you he was gonna bring it, y'all. Like I said, we just getting started, y'all. So get your popcorn ready. We got a whole show for y'all. All right, so brother, keep the largest crowd that you ever spoke to.
100,000 in Ghana.
100,000.
And in which I got, I was given some gifts of a leather bag, which I have hanging on my wall, refuse to use, matching sandals, a dashiki, and some other gifts from we call them the gatekeeper of the main village in Ghana. So about 100,000.
So, brother, when you up there speaking to those large crowds, you don't get nervous, or like, you know, even when I do this and I have somebody on, just one person, sometimes two, I mean, the butterflies be jumping. You don't get nervous when you?
It's like waking up, brothers. After a while, Brother Rob, as your audience grow, you know, that nervousness of yours, it'll leave, man. No, when you speaking from the heart, Brother Robert, and you care about your people, you have photogenic memory. You're not standing up there reading from sheets and all of that. You know, you just flow, man. And that's one of the things that Brother Umar and Les Brown, two of my main guys, as far as motivational speaking. That's one of the main things that they taught me. They both at separate times they both always mentioned that to me, man. Just speak from the heart, because when you speak from the heart, it brings that comfortability and it eliminates that nervousness. And then again, when you're in the struggle like we are every day as people, we got two strikes against us, Brother Rob, every time we wake up, our color and our gender. You know, whether you're a black baby, a black boy, a black girl, 8 to 80, blind, cripple, or crazy, we got two strikes against us. So I don't have time to be nervous, man. I got too much information that I'm trying to possess so I can give to my people under the mantra of the truth.
It's beautiful stuff right there, brother. Can you tell us your fondest memory? Your fondest memory of being a motivational speaker. That one moment that you always look back on.
Probably when I met Muhammad Ali.
Can you tell us about that?
And I shook his hand, and he was in the early stage of his Parkinson's disease, but he was as strong as an ox in his handshake. I regret that I lost the picture from sharing it with somebody and never got it back. He put his fist to my chin. I put my fist to his chin, and he was very well spoken and very soft spoken. And I really thought I had met God, man. I really thought I had met God. So I would have to say probably next to Minister Farrakhan, of course, politicians, ex-presidents I've rubbed elbows with. Probably absolutely Muhammad Ali, man. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for that, brother. And is anything else you want to tell us about your career as being a motivational speaker?
No, it's just that, again, the one of the outside of the travel, man, and the 5-star hotels, the rental cars, just the people that I've gotten a chance to meet. And it's just regular, everyday people like you, Brother Rob. So many of us get on here, and it's about who we done met that's in the limelight. And I even teach this as a former classroom educator. It's about meeting the people, man. When you meet people, because every time I speak, I always do a question and answer session. And when you meet your people, and you realize that a lot of them out here are really, they want to hear the truth. You know, no one has ever walked out of any one of my lectures. No one has ever questioned me about my work ethic, but it's just meeting the people, man. All different nationalities, all different cultures, way of dressing, all the way down to the food. You know what I mean? I mean, can you imagine going to Ghana, 12-hour train, 12-hour flight? You know, just the things that come with meeting people. Like I said, all the way to the different in dress, the different in language, especially the food, man, the food. But more, if I have to put more than anything else, just the places, Rob, that I've been able to visit, man, that I know from an old po' boy from West Oakland, man, Myrtle Street, I would have never you know, I can't get away from that, because there's nowhere in the world, unless I did a whole lot of saving, that I would have been able to afford to go to Ghana and be treated the way that I was treated, knowing what it probably cost to get there, because I didn't have to spend money literally for anything. So the travel, man, the travel and all that comes with that. I mean, and starting with the people, absolutely. People that look like you. It doesn't matter what dialogue, it doesn't matter in Ghana what village that they came from to make up the 100,000. They just look like you, and through the interpreter, they respect, appreciate, and understand what you are saying, and the fact that I don't do this for money. I don't get paid for most of the stuff that I do, and I put my life on the line pretty much all over this country. But I do it because I love my people, man, and I want us to be free, period.
Thank you so much. That was so beautiful, brother. So thank you so much for all your info as a motivational speaker. Like I said, I saw one video, 2-3 seconds into the video. I was so tuned in. I reached out to you right away. I was like, please, can you come on my show? Yes, he did. That's the truth, you guys. And the reason why, I mean, it's not so much about you saying it, Robert. See, you have to take what's called root words out of every sentence or every paragraph. And what I want to share with the people is that it just goes to show you don't have to put nobody down because, again, based on status. Those are the kind of things that get in our way. Well, who is this brother Rob that's reaching out to me, and why should I go on his show? If you notice, I never asked you any of that because it didn't matter. Once you stepped to me and told me exactly what you have told the people, word for word, you researched me, you listened to the video, you sent me a friend request, I jumped on your page, your Facebook page, I went right to your YouTube page, subscribed, did my specialty researching, here I am. And that's all that matters. I look at you as an understudy. If I can do anything to help you with your agenda and your platform, we're helping each other, because you're not on this Zoom, you're not on this video by yourself. See, I'm on here, so you helping me. You on here, so I'm helping you. You put that together, each one teach one to reach one. Want for your brother and sister that in which you want for yourself. We have to get away, Robert, from wanting to have these famous quotes when they're convenient to use. The people that say them, we got their pictures hanging on our walls, we got their books in our library, yet we don't practice what we preach. What you and I did simply falls under the famous saying, want for your brother and sister that in which you want for yourself. What can I say, y'all? I told y'all he was going to bring it. Thank you so much, brother. You're so inspiring. You inspire. Every word come out your mouth. You inspire. You just don't understand it. And that line you just said about being an understudy, that meant a lot to me. Thank you so much. Well, because I was in your position, Robert, so I understand. That's why I told you I was going to put all 6 of those videos, even though I'm not in them, on all 6 of my. I control about 8 pages on Facebook. And 6 of the 8 are all pro-black, various pro-black organizations, and the main one that I had is the Black Beret Liberation Movement, in which I'll send you that link later on when we connect down the road. But yeah, this is what it's about, man. A lot of people help me. A lot of people what again? A lot of people help me, Brother Robert. A lot of those airplane rides that I took and stayed in hotels and got a rental car took place with a simple transaction or simple communicating, just like you and I did to get on this show. That's just simple. You need a speaker, you want somebody to I got this brother named Malik Abdul Muhammad. We call him the Truth. Boom. They contact me, reservations are made. I don't start packing until I get to itinerary. Next thing you know, I'm at the airport on the plane. You're here on the show today too as well. All right, so we're moving on, brother. Like I said, I was doing my research. I was diving in, brother. I just want you to know I was diving so far in. You just don't understand. Brother, research is what it's all about. So one of the things I saw in one of your videos when you were talking about COVID-19, And trust me, I was so tuned into that part of the video. So there's one thing that I did pull from that video I want to talk to you about. You said you don't want to hear nothing about COVID, right? You don't want, basically you said you don't want to hear the bullshit about Corona. You said you believe in science. Can you explain what you mean when you say you believe in science?
Well, science was introduced to me as I thought it was all, although I know the school systems have changed. Science was introduced to me in elementary school. Science was introduced to me in junior high school. I used science in the high school. I used science to get both of my degrees. I didn't question it then. Why should I question it now? And that's why when you use the word bullshit, those words simply means I'm not about conspiracy theories and hoax. I don't have time for that, especially when all you have to do is understand science. Math and science is what makes up the universe. And the reason why it's such an issue now with our people, although we're the face of it, is because we look for conspiracy theories and hoaxes because it'll help fit our agenda. So the reason why we're having so many problems with this virus is because so many people want to wish it away. They want to pray it away. You know what I mean? And it doesn't work that way. It's going to be this is going to be cured based on science and medication combined. I don't care where it came from. I don't care who made it and who planted it. That's not the issue. The issue is it's going to take science and medication to get over it. But we're having this problem where the numbers, especially here in California, continue to go up because we are too selfish. There's not enough self-discipline, which is why you heard me mention that so much in my early, when I first started speaking today, because I'm used to adapting and adjusting, even if it's no more than time zones from traveling all over the country. And so the reason why you have so many conspiracy theories and the reason why you have so many hoaxes, because anytime we hear anything, any word, any root word that anybody has said, especially overwhelmingly a non-scientist, because of our personal agenda wanting it to go away, we take it and run with it. And what's so disappointing that me and the brother Karems of the world is finding out is most of our people don't want it to go away because they care that their grandmother have it. And let me back up. I have family members that have survived it personally. Okay? Young, healthy folks. So I had to get on Facebook, as you heard in my lecture, and get us out of the fact of thinking that young people couldn't get it, because here in the Bay Area, Robert, when AIDS came out, they had us thinking that it was for gay men in San Francisco across the bridge. Now, if you do the research, you'll find out that the #1 carrier of the HIV/AIDS virus is Black women between the ages of 18 and 34. So the same little hoax and conspiracy theory we fell under with the AIDS, I see us going in the same direction. I have a sister that's a main chef at Children's Hospital, one of the most prominent children's hospitals in all of the country, head chef, 25 years. She cooking for babies that got the coronavirus all day, every day. So our people don't have time for bullshit, the word that you're using, which simply means, again, hoax and conspiracy theories, when all you have to do is go research science. And if you believed in science before, if you believe in everything else, why does this have to be an issue, knowing that Black and brown people, not only in the country, but all over the world, are the face of it?
Thank you so much, brother. I'm gonna jump right to the next thing I heard in this same video. I kept hearing precondition, pre-underlying condition. Can you explain what you mean when you say that?
Yes. Matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up, Brother Robert. I'm very, very glad you brought that up, because technically, let's take the science, let's take the virus out of the equation.
Right.
And the reason why I want to take the virus out of the equation, because #1, you're taking away the conspiracy theory and you're taking away the hoax. The moment you do that, and our people understand this based under your question, It doesn't matter if you have a virus or you don't have a virus. Because of preconditioned medical conditions, Black people would still be dominating the ICU rooms at every hospital in this country, okay? Because of various reasons. We lead the country in high blood pressure, heart disease, asthma, obesity. So your people are not really dying from the virus. They're dying from underlying medical conditions that were brought up to us because we don't have access to top-notch medical care. We don't have access to specialists in the medical field. Like Herb Cain. Herb Cain didn't technically die because the virus totally wiped him out. What people don't know, Herb Cain, number one, was 70 years old, Brother Robert, and he had just survived stage 4 cancer. So what does that mean, Brother Robert? His system, his entire body, especially his immune system, was already vulnerable from the medications, including from being treated for cancer. So the moment that your immune system becomes vulnerable, hell, it don't have to be a deadly, non-treatable coronavirus. Once your system becomes accessible, vulnerable to any preconceived condition, it's an uphill battle. So in other words, it's like you have a car that has a engine with 100,000 miles on it versus I have the same car with a brand new engine. If we run that car nonstop on every open highway, don't stop for gas, don't stop for anything, you're more likely to have problems with your 100,000 mile engine first than I will with my brand new engine that's part for part, piece for piece, radio for radio, is exactly. So it's the preconditioned medical conditions that are taking us out. Let me educate you guys on something. The reason why they put so many people dying from coronavirus, and this is where science and research comes in. It's not brain surgery. It's not even science. If the condition, if the symptoms from the virus is what took you to the hospital and you end up dying, that's what they have to list as your cause of death. So if Rob has asthma, okay, a preconditioned health condition, but asthma is not what took you to the emergency room. Symptoms from the coronavirus took you to the corona, and you died from coronavirus because they have to put what symptom brought you in the hospital. Okay, so even though Herb Cain was still being treated for stage 4 cancer, they can't put that he died from cancer because prior to going to the hospital for symptoms of the coronavirus, he wasn't in the hospital for cancer. So you can't list his cause of death as cancer. He went to the hospital and died because the virus, and you don't treat the virus. There is no cure. You're treating symptoms of the virus. No different than you treating high blood pressure, you treating asthma, in his case, radiation treating his cancer. So when they put the medications in you, Brother Robert, to fight the symptoms of the virus, and you already have, say, Herb Cain, you already have radiation in you from the cancer. You understand, brother? That's what takes you out. But cancer cannot be listed as your cause of death. It is illegally, medically, to do that. So hopefully this will help our people understand why the numbers are astronomical. That's why it's not funny when you have memes on Facebook that say, well, if I cough, they're going to say it's coronavirus. Well, yeah, they're going to say it's coronavirus for your black ass. If that cough didn't cause you to go to the hospital, then you're not going to die from the cough. You can take some medicine and keep your ass at home. You understand, Brother Robert? But if them symptoms from that virus have your ass where you can't stay at home and take no medication, and you get tested for the virus and you have it, that's your cause of death.
That's exactly why I wanted him on the show, y'all. I told you he was gonna bring it. Thank you so much for that, brother. I really appreciate it. You just taught me.
Oh, just to give you an example real quick to show you how serious it is. I use what's called the CPAP machine.
Okay.
Not an oxygen machine. It just helps me breathe every time I lay down.
Right.
For the virus, I wasn't considered a health risk. You see what I'm saying? Once the virus kicked in, all of a sudden I have what's called upper respiratory problems. Only because of the virus. See what I'm saying? To the point that Kaiser had me get a new machine so I don't have to I can have one downstairs and upstairs. But prior to the virus, they didn't care that I only had one and I would take it back up and down the stairs. So it's not because Kaiser is worried about me getting the virus. They know because I sleep with the breathing machine, and if I put myself in a position to get the virus because I have respiratory problems, it's going to get me in the hospital, not because of the machine, because I've never been to the hospital because of the machine. You understand, Brother Robert? Right. I would be going to the hospital because of the symptoms of the virus. And if I was to die, that's what they're going to list, that I died from the symptoms of the coronavirus. So my status changed. Same machine I've been using for 20 years. Soon as the coronavirus hit, I became a liability.
Thank you again, brother, for that. That was a beautiful message. Loss of words.
I just hope it's useful and it's helpful, especially getting our people out of conspiracy theories and hoax.
Well, once again, like I keep saying, that's why I brought you on, because I'm hoping that people that do view this video and they sit down, they take the time and just listen, that they can pick up on some of the stuff that you're saying. They can do their own research, learn on their own, and then that's how we help each other. Just
there you go.
There you go.
You did. You've made it very clear on this video. You did it with me. I'm sure you, which means I'm sure you do it with. I know you did it with Brother Kareem. So you're not asking them to do anything, Brother Robert, that you don't do yourself. This is what I'm talking about. We have to practice that in which we preach. You are an example of doing that. You've shared with the people 5 times already. Research, research, research. I reached out to this brother. I did my research. That's where your questions came from. Right. What makes them any different than you and I?
Nothing's different at all.
None. You wanted to know who I was. You wanted to know who you were dealing with. You wanted to know the questions that you wanted to ask me. What did you do? You've told the people 5 times already. You research. Same thing with the virus. Understand how it works. What medical conditions mean. Most black people have some sort pre-existing medical condition, including myself. That's why I went back and interrupted you and threw in my example with the breathing machine.
Thank you for interrupting me, because I was all the info you given, I'm here to receive it. And once again, I'm gonna say it for the 6th time: do your research. All right, brother. Another thing that I saw doing my research, I saw peace and black power. Peace and black power. I saw that like over and over again, right? I had a question I wanted to ask you. Black power, right? Because so it could be so many different definitions of black power. But Brother Abdul Muhammad, what is your definition of black power?
What you and I are doing right now, dialoguing, getting to know each other, spreading love, unity, and light to our people. You just said it, because all they got to do is sit down and watch this video, any of your other videos with any of your other guests. And if you're in tune, you should learn something. I'm 57 years old, and I'm never too old to learn. I learn every day. Brother Kareem did taught me a lot. You know what I mean? You have to be open-minded. So black power is exactly what I said earlier. Wanting for your brother and sister that what you want for yourself, but in action, not in word, because action will always supersede word. Always.
Right.
That's what black power is. And again, when you were raised up in a tight-knit home like I was, and then you come in, you have the village in the community, and then here come Huey and the Panthers, and you put all that together, it's pretty much the same platform. It's about black power. That's what black power and black love is about. Peace is about, well, in the Muslim faith, you say, Assalamu alaikum. That means peace be upon you. Wa alaikum assalam. Unto you may there be peace. This is what you should be literally wishing upon your brother and sister, just like you wish it upon yourself. That's what peace and black power means. It's not words, as Malcolm says, that we're supposed to just be spreading out on the marquee outside a movie theater or an auditorium. These are words that you should use in terms of action, not just in words. So take your words and turn them into action. So take your black power phrase, and you should be able, every child that you teach black power, like I've taught thousands of children around this country, relatives, every man, every woman that says black power should be able to tell you, Brother Robert, what it means. If not, they just talking loud, saying absolutely nothing. Okay? If they can't tell you what peace means outside of a word, I don't care what language they use, even if it's in Arabic, like I just said. If they can't tell you what it means in action, especially if they're not practicing it, they're not doing anything but talking loud, yet saying nothing.
Thank you so much once again, brother. So I think you kind of answered the next question already, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. So, brother, what religion do you follow?
I'm into the Ancient Kemet, RBG. I was baptized in Christianity without a choice as a child. Played the drums, sung in the choir, Ursula board, all of that. Then when I was in college, UCLA, kind of the same thing that happened to Malcolm happened to me. A couple of brothers invited me to the mosque out in LA, and did my little conversion thing, changed my name legally, seen all the bullshit in that, got out of it, and now I'm just straight spirituality, man, practicing the African Ancient Kemet, getting to know my ancestors, and understanding what the meaning of the words that they wrote and left for us on the pyramid. So I'm all about RBG, African Kemet, brother. That's what this is the flag that Marcus Garvey gave us in 1920, and to this day, black people continue to overwhelmingly reject it. But if you look at a sporting event, you look at a boxing match, it doesn't matter that a Latino is a Latino and he's an American. You will see that country's flag on his. You understand what I'm saying, brother? Right. You'll see the brother with the flag from Ghana on him. We are the only people that the flag that was given to us in 1920 by the great Marcus Mosier Garvey, we continue to reject. And so all of that went into me getting even out of Islam, because how can I love the crescent of Islam and not love and have any respect for this that was given to us in 1920, knowing that red is for the blood of our ancestors, black is for our people, and green is from the land that the ancestors continue to steal from us to this very day. Hopefully that answers your question. Ancient Kemet. And one of the pages that I had, I'll send that to you as well, is Kemetic Consciousness of California. And I have some scholars on there that are also administrators like me, and you can learn about Ancient Kemet, the pyramids, the language, Hotep, the third eye of Horus, the whole nine. So hopefully that answers your question.
It definitely does, brother. And send me everything you got. Any and every information you got, send it to me. I got some questions from the viewers. So like I said, I'm doing my research, and I told a few folks that I'll be interviewing you, and they actually had some questions they wanted to ask you. So here goes the first question. Two questions right here. First question right here, brother. What is your take on black crime?
You probably have heard this 100 times. We all cultures have black on black crime. Ours is just highlighted because it falls mostly under killings and murder, although white folks and other nationalities do not only killing of each other, but they do a whole lot of stuff that we just don't do. The problem that I do have with it, and you probably heard this in my lecture because it bothers me, I don't like the selective outrage. I don't like the selective protesting. I have a problem with black people being upset about only when cops kill us, but they don't have a concern. Like I just posted a story on my page this morning about the innocent 9-year-old boy playing in Chicago, riding a bicycle in front of his house, but there's no outrage. There's no protesting. There's no pro-black organization that cares. That's the problem that I have with black on black crime, is that we don't seem to get outraged as much as we do when other folks commit crimes against us. And we do it because it falls under the mantra of, well, everybody does crime against themselves. Well, I don't care that white people don't get outraged about all crimes that they commit against themselves. I care about the fact that we don't get upset about little Pookie, or even a couple weeks ago, the 6-year-old girl in her living room, a bullet went through the window in Chicago. She's doing TikTok with her mother. No outrage, no concern about it, no talking about it, no Black Lives Matter, nobody holding the sign. That's selective outrage. So to answer your question, the number one problem that I have with black on black crime, we don't have to get into the fact that, because you harm those that are around you. I had more fights with my brothers and sisters coming up because it's 10 of us in a 3-bedroom house. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we know that. However, if I'm upset about a police officer, black or white, killing a black man, and I'm outraged, where's the outrage for that innocent man, woman, and child? See, so we're selective in our outrage. We tend to be like the media. The media only puts what we consider famous killings. You see what I'm saying? Famous killings. But at the same time, in terms of your question and my response, we kill each other every day. So if you're going to talk about Breonna Taylor, talk about the innocent black girl that also got killed in her house. Because what's the difference? Breonna Taylor was killed innocently in her house by police officers, okay, on the botch no-knock warrant. You tell me what's the difference then, just recently, over the weekend, right. What's the difference than the 9-year-old boy doing what children do, being murdered because a bullet goes through his throat, riding down the street on his bicycle in his neighborhood? A vicious, non-caring black person shot that innocent 9-year-old boy outside of his home, just like cops shot Sister Breonna Taylor inside of hers. What is the difference? What the media has made it out to be. That's the problem that I have with black on black crime. Selective outrage.
You couldn't have said it no better, brother, because that's the same problem I had when I hear what I'm getting ready to ask you. The second question I'm getting ready to ask you from the viewer about Black Lives Matter, because I strongly, and I say this over and over again, that when a white cop kill a black person, we marching, we up and down the street, we riding, we showing force. But I live in Hyattsville, Maryland, but DMV, and I can go get a local newspaper, turn to the metro section, and we constantly, every other night, 6-7 shootings in Northeast, 2 in Southeast, 1 in Northwest, 1 in Suitland. I don't see no marching, I don't see no praying, I don't see this, I don't see that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, being that I thank you for sharing that story with all of us. Do you not have a problem with that?
I have a big problem with that.
Okay, and your reason sounds like the exact same reason as mine. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
The only reason why I'm putting you on the spot, because I want you to start remembering and using these words with your audience, because I appreciate what you're doing. Selective outrage.
Thank you.
That's what that's called. It's called selective outrage.
Right.
You're either all the way in, Brother Robert, or you all the way out. You can't straddle the fence. And when it comes to black on black crime, too many fence straddlers in the black community. And obviously it's just not me, because you just said the exact same thing. You really answered my question for me. I just want you to add some another saying to your vocabulary when you're speaking for yourself, as you just did. Selective outrage.
Thank you for telling me that. I'm gonna start using it.
You can't say, well, Miss Malik, what's the big deal with selective outrage? Would you want, my mother didn't treat any of her children any differently than the other. If you had, that's a problem. It's no different.
Right.
If you know it's going to be a problem if you treat the baby boy differently, in my case, me, than the other three sons, you don't think that that's going to be a problem growing up in the home and cause resistance between us when we become grown men? Or if you show a difference between sister number 3 versus sister number 6, yeah, because you're showing favoritism out, i.e. selective outrage. That's the number one problem for me and those like you with black on black crime.
Selective outrage. Thank you so much for that. And then in my vocabulary.
Another stolen mantra used to be for Black Liberation Movement, which one of my organizations is called the Black Beret Liberation Movement, hijacked, because here's the questions that I ask when people ask me these questions, even when I do question and answer sessions after my lectures. Even during this pandemic, let's bring it up to now. And we know that they're trying to force teachers and students and parents to go to unsafe schools. How many school supplies giveaways have the Black Lives Matter mantra given away anywhere in this country? How many bag lunches or free lunches or whatever? How many hotels have they went and rented out floors and floors of rooms from, like parts of the government? And so, like here in California, all across the Bay Area, you have cities that have rented hotel rooms to get the homeless off the street. So I'm saying that to say, and not only that, several of my organizations that I'm a part of, with me being the head, have stepped to the Black Lives Matter organization, and they wanted absolutely positively nothing to do with us. And then you realize it's a bunch of black gay women and a bunch of lesbian, transgender white women, and they've hijacked our mantra. Yet, and I want to make it perfectly clear, Brother Robert, on your show and anybody else's show, these people, that organization under that mantra is gathering millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Michael Jordan just gave them $10 million. What are they doing with this money? What are they doing with it? Because they've done nothing in this pandemic to help people that look like them under Black Lives Matter. For that matter, something that you will also agree with, just from what you're telling me about black on black crime, you will also agree, and if I'm wrong, you know, man to man, tell me to my face, even they have selective outrage in marches and things that they fight for.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, then. That's how I feel about Black Lives Matter.
Thank you so much for bringing it. Always speak the truth.
It has nothing to do with black people, other than black women being the so-called face of it. But there's an old saying: everything that glitters is not gold. Everything that shines is not because it has a overcoat of shellacking on it. Our organizations are always hijacked, infiltrated, and taken up. Women's Lib came from what? White people marching with black people, specifically black women. Now who's the privileged woman in society? The white woman. Okay? Who carries the privileged white card around in her wallet? The white woman. Who carries the entitlement card around in their wallet? The white woman. Who was brave enough and not afraid to lie on camera to tell a brother Cooper in Central Park that I'm going to call the police and tell them, not only are you harming me, but you're harming my dog, because the black man simply told her to abide by city law, putting her dog on the leash. So don't talk to me about Black Lives Matter. They didn't hijack the mantra from Black Liberation Movement. And that's my attitude about it. And I've dealt with them up close and personal, not just here in California, but from all over the country. And I've gotten the same mentality. Brother, we don't want brothers like you having nothing to do with us. I'm good.
Thank you so much for sharing that, brother. I really appreciate you. We are down to our last 2 questions of the show. I say, well, all of it was good, so it's not no best for last, but here the last two. Here we go. Once again, it's the seventh time doing my research. I saw some of your videos. One of your videos I saw, you say Black people shouldn't be spending no money during this pandemic. They should not be spending no money. Can you please explain what you mean when you say that?
Not just during this pandemic, Black people shouldn't be spending money the way we spend it anyway, because it's not so much that we're spending money, it's what we're not spending money on. I'm a grant writer, so I crunch numbers all day, every day, okay?
Right.
Black people spend more money than any other nationality in this country, and we've been doing it for decades. We've been doing it for decades, but we're not buying Black banks. We're not buying Black libraries. We're not setting up Black schools. We don't own Black car dealership. We spend our money on materialistic bullshit that has absolutely no value whatsoever. The only thing that you can invest in even today during this pandemic that you have a chance of getting any money off of is either real estate or the stock market. If you buy a car right now, drive it around the corner and say, I'm going to sell it right back to the car dealership, it's worth thousands less than it was 5 minutes before you bought it. And you're not taking the car back because something wrong with it. That's not what I meant. I'm talking about you're literally selling it back to them just as they sold it to you. And so if you take that car, once you drive it off that parking lot and don't do nothing but go around the corner, it's worth less, thousands more than what it was 5 minutes before you bought it. So now, let me show you why we have no business spending back money. Last week alone, 1.5 million people are signed up for unemployment. 75% of them are Black and brown people, yet the records show we still spending more money during the pandemic than any other nationality in this country. What are we spending it on? To buy what? To go where? To see who? To do what? Okay? You don't have a stimulus check coming. I told them that before they went on vacation, that you didn't have no stimulus check coming.
Right.
Those of us, overwhelmingly, those that get the unemployment, that last extra $600 went out on the 31st, which was Friday. So if you got two incomes that's no longer coming in, mathematics and economics is based on you supposed to have more money coming in than you have going out. Okay? I did a research. I got phone calls from family members. We done took over Las Vegas. Do you know that traveling, going to Las Vegas, thanks to Black people, is up 100%? 100% during a pandemic. So our spending habits have not even changed, Brother Robert, even though we're supposed to be on the budget, okay, still being forced to go to jobs that are unsafe, other than moving a few tables, a few partitions, giving you some masks, extra towels and soaps in the bathroom. We have no extra unemployment. We have no more stimulus check. Most of you can't qualify for food stamps. So where is this money? Who is this money being spent on? For what? And where is it going to continue to come from? Because even with the people that are going back to jobs that they already had, unemployment still continues to go up overwhelmingly for Black people. So we have no reason to spend money, not just during the pandemic. I want to make that perfectly clear, Rob. We need to stop our bad spending habits, period, because the records show, and anything that I'm talking about can be researched. So this ain't no math magician genius in the bottle type stuff. It's what we're spending money on. And if you're going to spend money to open up a Black bank, that's entirely different than spending money to go to Ross just because Ross is open and you glad they open because they practicing safe distance. What are you going to Ross for? For what? How about buying some life insurance for your child so you don't have to have a fish fry at the church? Right. So you don't have to set up a GoFundMe page on Facebook. How about investing in a college fund? I have two different life insurance policies that are paid for. Okay, my 13 grandchildren, I have to add the recent one, and even my 4 grown children who are married and all of them have their own homes with their husband and wife, because that's what I was taught to do as a child. So it's not just so much spending the money. It's even worse when it's one thing to realize that we spend more money that even goes above the national debt of this country. But then when you look at, when you look at a spreadsheet and you see what we spend, it's even more embarrassing. So we are double whammy because we're spending too much money and then we're spending it on nothing. No win situation. Black people, save your money, please. Save your money. Because that $1,200 they put in my bank account is still in there. And that's where it's going to stay. I'm not going to go buy a 70-inch TV, Robert, because I got the money to buy the 60-inch I'm looking at now. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I got the money to buy it, so I just need 10 more inches. That's what I'm talking about. Why?
Right.
Okay? A $20 wallet holds a dollar bill the same way as a $200 wallet. See? Who is Prater? You wouldn't know who Prater was, whoever it is or whatever it is, if they knocked on your front door. We have to get out of that way of thinking. Change the way you think, and you probably heard this on my video. You change the way you live, and that means all of your habits, including your spending habits.
Brother, that was beautiful right there, bro. I wish you could say it all over again. I can't wait till we finish recording. I want to go back and listen to it, brother. Thank you so much. And you giving this information, I'm taking it in for myself as well. I just want you to know that.
I figured that you would, brother.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm learning. Like I said, I'm not perfect, brother, but I'm learning every day.
None of us are. God has made no perfect man. He said, I make a man in my image and in my liking. Nowhere in that scripture does it say perfect.
Which leads us to our last question, brother. And we didn't say this word. I don't know. I done said it about 7 times. You probably said it about 7, 10 times. Research. Plain and simple, brother. I know some people that said to me, Cool Rob, I don't know how to research. When I go and look for something, I don't know where to look, how to do it, where to go. I also heard that they'll look for something and they maybe get to the first step and then just don't know how to get to the second or third step. Now you got the floor. How would you tell someone for people that want to know how to research? I want to know how to research. I'm getting better and better at it, but I know there's maybe some things I can do that I'm not doing right now. How do you research, brother?
First word I'm going to use is it takes patience. And the reason why it takes patience, because something that you just said, and you probably don't realize the importance of what you said, because the moment that you come to that first roadblock, it's easy to give up. Okay, so you have to have patience, because once you have patience, once you get to that first roadblock, see, everything is about an obstacle. So when you get to that first roadblock, that first obstacle, the next research is how to get around that obstacle. You see what I'm saying? That's part of researching. That's why we do what's called, you take the root word out of a sentence or root words out of a paragraph, and you can use root words to research versus trying to use the whole sentence and the whole paragraph, because a lot of it is just extra ingredients that you don't need. And that's where the patience come in at. Take that root word, run into that root word. Okay, well, because remember, there's different ways to travel to get to the same destination. If you want to go to my hometown of Louisiana, my family hometown, I should say, you can fly. You can catch Amtrak. You can catch the bus. You can drive. You see what I'm saying? So when you get to that roadblock, it's no longer just about what you're actually researching, because part of researching is get around that first roadblock. You understand what I'm saying, right? Do you understand what I'm saying, brother?
I got you.
When you get to that first stop sign and you want to give up, you're like, man, this ain't going nowhere. Yes, it is. Research that word STOP. You see what I'm saying? STOP gonna take you further than that roadblock. Then the next thing you know, STOP is no longer an issue. It's just part of the research. Now you're working on the word. Now you're traveling the road that the word STOP took you to when you came to that roadblock. That's why patience. You gotta have patience when you read. And another thing that helps you more importantly than anything, let me back up, is if you don't like to read, you're not going to research. And I'm glad that I remembered to say that, because most people in my experience, young people I should say, because I deal with them more than anyone else, most people that don't like to research are not avid readers. If you don't like to read, you're going to be a fucked up researcher. So before you get into researching, you may want to up your reading game, because people don't understand what reading does. Reading helps you identify words, individual words, words put together in a sentence, words put together in a paragraph. Reading helps you with your spelling. Okay? You need to know how to read words, spell words, identify words to do what? To research. So let me bag up and give you the number one answer is you must be a reader. You must be a reader. You cannot, that's just like me trying to be a grant writer and I don't know that 2 + 2 is 4 and grant writing is begging for money. Grant writing is looking at a spreadsheet and seeing how much money it takes to run an organization on a yearly basis, including salaries and upkeep, but then I don't know that 2 + 2 is 4. Take that same concept in to researching. If you're not a good reader, you're not going to be a good researcher, because you can't skip over. You can't skip over one to get to the other. You can't be a bad reader. You can't be a bad speller and expect to be successful in research. And from my experience, brother, in closing, most of the people that I've dealt with all over this country, when they have contacted me and they came to a roadblock about researching, Brother Rob, it was overwhelmingly because they were not good readers. And how did I know they wasn't good readers? Because that's the first question that I knew to ask them. No, I don't read a lot, Mr. Muhammad. Well, then that's why you're not a good researcher. I speak the way I speak without notes because I became good at having a photogenic memory. Taking numbers, look at all the things that you've talked to me about. You might be reading your questions from a sheet because you're new at this. Whereas me, and this is not an egotistical thing, and I know you know that, I'm just teaching. Whereas me, because of my experience, I would remember to ask you those same questions and not have to read off the same sheet that you are. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Practice makes perfect. You can't continue to go in life trying to skip categories to get to categories. That's why I said every degree that I have, I had to take at least one course in science. And so if I didn't question science to get my degree from UCLA or the University of Phoenix, why would I question it because I'm studying folks that have PhDs in science? I'm studying biologists. I get emails from Kaiser, scientists at Kaiser, 2 or 3 times a week. Who set that up for me? My regular treating physician, because she stayed in her lane. Just because she's a doctor doesn't make her a specialist at the coronavirus. But what she did as a longtime patient, she set me up to make sure the scientists contacted me through email 2 or 3 times a week. And so when you hear me talking about no time for hoaxes and conspiracy theories, because I'm getting my information from some of the top Black scientists, not only in the country, but are also scientists for Kaiser, which you know is a health hospital. That's the difference. So the number one thing to researching that would eliminate roadblocks, that would eliminate you being discouraged, you have to become a good reader and a good speller.
I told y'all that he was gonna bring it, y'all, and he definitely brought it. Brother Muhammad, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate you. Virtual hug, virtual pound.
Black power, brother.
Black power all the way. Like I said, you inspired me. I'm gonna go back and I'm probably gonna listen and look at this video for 5-10 times today. I enjoyed every word that came out of your mouth. Thank you so much, and I know the viewers will too when they see this video. Also, when this video come out, I know this is, like you said, this was an old card, but by the time the video come out, I'll have the new card and information on it.
No, that's fine though. The email address, if you want to use all of that stuff. My house is like a newsroom, man. I got 4 or 5 devices going at all time. My phone rings all time in the morning, noon, and night. Because one thing I didn't tell you, I also do a lot of standing with mothers of the movement. So I cried on the shoulder of Sandra Bland's mother, Eric Garner's. I do it all, man. That's all I'm saying. I just do it all, man. I've been to New York. I went to Charlotte. My organization flew me to Charlotte when the brothers and sisters got killed in the church. So I do it all. But everything you have on that card is good. It's all good, brother. And I know you're probably going to say, Malik, what do you have to say? What I have to say, brother, is for you, man, I'm encouraged by what you're trying to do. I feel good because you are a brother that is out there trying. You have a platform. You know what you want to do. You're not afraid. You're reaching out to everybody. You're giving everybody a chance. And I just want to encourage you and continue to inspire you, brother, to continue to do what you're doing. And if you need me for anything, brother, you know how to contact me. The only thing I think you don't have of me, and you'll have that today, is a direct number to one of my phones, and I'm going to give you the family phone number. But other than that, Robert, this ain't about me, man. Yeah. We need to give you some love, brother. Because I commend you for what you're trying to do. I commend you for that because where you are is why I'm where I am. I had brothers and sisters that inspired me starting from childhood. I had brothers and sisters like the brother Umar Johnson and again, Les Brown that reached out to me. Just like you reached out. I didn't go looking for them because I didn't know. They just heard about what I was trying to do, Rob, and they reached out to me, and they taught me some things that helped me, and that's what this is about. So I want to tell the audience, support this brother. Subscribe to his channel, listen to the videos, and Robert, don't become discouraged, brother. Don't become discouraged, brother. Life did not come with a handbook, okay? You're going to have peaks and valleys, ups and downs, highs and lows. But stay on course, brother. The tire may get flat, man. Just pull over and change. The train may get off track, okay? Just take your time and put it back on. And be encouraged, brother. Be encouraged. Because if you never meet me in person, and if nobody ever tell you this again, remember, this brother right here, I'm proud of what you're doing, brother, and I'm here to help you in any way that I can. Because you got a good thing going, man. You just need some more support and to continue to be inspired.
Thank you so much. I definitely need that, and thank you so much. I'm saying I don't know how, when, or what, why we crossed paths. I'm so glad that I met you. And like I said, it's a partnership in the making. And the next question I was going to ask, will you come back again?
Brother, however way you want to do it, I'm an email in my, because brother, let me, see, the reason why I gave you your props, brother, because Robert, you did the work, man. See, I don't want the people to keep thinking that when you throwing out research, because we so caught up into that. It takes work to do what you're doing, man. And from day one, you did the work. You reached out to me. Everything you told me you was going to do, you did. You sent me your page. You asked me for this. You sent me the questions you was going to ask. Email. You took my card. This is what I'm talking about, man. I don't need to say nothing. I want to spend my time encouraging people to inspire them the same time that I'm inspiring you, to let them know that you're not just saying that because it's so easy to say. You did the work, brother. You did the research. How I know? Because I'm a research specialist. And everything that it takes to go through researching, you did it to get me on your show. It don't matter about if it was easy or if it was difficult. That's not what it's about. It's about the fact that you did it. See, we get off into, Robert, it was easy to talk to Malik in and out of his inbox. Yeah, well, people can talk to you in and out of your inbox all day long. But it doesn't mean that they're going to accomplish anything, which means it'll turn into a waste of time. You did it even if it was easy, and you accomplished it. If it was hard, it doesn't matter, because the ultimate goal is to what? Put the show together and have Brother Malik on. This is what this is about. So shout out to you, Brother Robert. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters. I don't care what age they are. 8 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy in a wheelchair. Be inspired, man, and do the work. And don't become discouraged. The only time that you should be reaching back is to pull somebody forward. The only time you should be looking down is to pull your brother and sister up. That's just the bottom line. Other than that, each one, teach one to reach one. Want for your brother and sister that in which you want for yourself. And the reason why I do what I do, Robert, nonstop, 24 hours a day, is because I want freedom, justice, equality, liberation, and true unity for our people. And I'm going to do that until the last breath of air come out of my body, until the casket drop, in which this same flag will be draping it. Thank you for having me, man, and continue to be inspired, brother. And don't let nobody rock your boat other than the water, because when the water get in your boat, you can either turn it all the way over and get it out, or use your cap and dip it out, but your boat will come back upright, man. Peace and black power to you, man. Love you, brother. I'm proud of what you're doing, man.
Peace and black power to you as well. I love you too, bro. Thank you so much. Those words were so encouraging, and I'm gonna follow every word. And I'm
Black lives been matter. Black lives been matter. And if you want to get this T-shirt, there's a brother on Facebook. His name is Dwight Hawkins. You just reach out to him. Black lives been matter. Thanks, brother Dwight, for providing me this shirt. I've been had it for a while. I said I'm gonna wear it on your show, brother Robert, today. First time I ever had it on, man.
Thank you so much.
I see a lot of me in you, brother. I see a lot of me in you, brother. A lot of me in you, brother. And that's saying a lot. Trust me.
What can I say? I told you he was gonna bring it. I'm happy. I'm so happy that you came on this show today. I can't wait. This video is ready so the viewers can see this. Thank you so much again, brother. So we are at the part of the show because you already did your shout out. So let me do 1 or 2 shout outs real quick before we get to the last words. I want to shout out to all my subscribers out there. Thank you so much for the love, support that you're showing me. Like I say, every video, it touches the soul. When the soul touches a beautiful thing. So keep it coming, y'all. Shout out to the brother Abdul Muhammad for taking time out of his day to come on the show. Thank you so much, sir. Shout out to my beautiful daughters, Raven and Nevaeh. I love you so much. And that's it. Oh, shout out to my brother Kareem Johnson. Kareem Johnson, thank you so much, brother. If it wasn't for Kareem, I probably wouldn't be here today with brother Abdul. So thank you, Kareem, so much. I appreciated our interview. I can't wait till I talk to you soon, brother. I know you're going to be watching. And one more shout out. I want to shout out my homegirl, Tierra G. Let me grab this real quick. Tierra G made this mask for me, brother Muhammad, right here. Check this out.
I'm glad you did that, Robert, because I seen that as soon as I subscribe to your YouTube channel. Make sure I get several of those, and make sure I get your T-shirts. However way I'm going to support you, brother. Just remember, when you start selling them, you already know you got me coming, brother, because I did see that, and that's all right.
I got you. The shirts is coming, but the mask is already here. I'm going to send you a mask. Don't worry about it. It's coming to you. We'll talk offline. Tierra G, shout out. She made these masks. It's a beautiful mask. I love it. It's so soft.
Support black businesses. Support black businesses.
Yes. Support Tierra G. Support black businesses, y'all. If
you can go to Ross and buy some $10 shoes that with a white man name on them that you will never know who he is, you can buy a T-shirt and mask from Brother Rob. Absolutely, man. Hey, brother, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you to my family, my siblings, especially my 6 sisters, man, who are the reason why I am the man that I am today. My beautiful 2 daughters, my grandchildren, man, the brother Kareems of the world, all my fellow comrades that do this work, brother. And please let the audience know, Brother Rob, it takes work, man. There's an old saying that those of us that believe in true freedom, justice, and equality cannot, will not, and shall not rest. So as soon as I get off this video with you, man, I still got work to do. And I don't mean sitting at home watching TV. Because as long as we are not free, as long as we're not in unity, as long as we are struggling and in a struggle, me and the brother Kareems and even your work is never done. Peace and black power, brother. Thank you for having me. I'm honored and privileged.
I got work to do too, but we had the part of the show where we call the last words. I love this part of the show. I know you're gonna bring it. Brother Abdul Muhammad, your last words to the people.
Nothing but I just love my people, and I want us to be free. I want us to be free. I want us to be free. I want us to understand what true freedom is. I want us to know that if you really understand what freedom is, you wake up every day and feel good about what you're doing. You wake up every day and not mind doing what I've done, 4,000 or 5,000 miles from home, fighting the police, bloodying up my shirt, being choked by my necktie, my family having to come and call the jailhouse. And see, I want my people to be free, brother. We got to love on each other. We got to show each other some respect. And we, especially us black men, man, I did an entire lecture on the fact that black men got to get away from this egotistical thing and understand that you can be masculine to tell your brother that you love them, man. We need some love and unity in the community, and our brothers need to step up and take control again of our community, because remember, I'm a student of the Panthers, man, and when I came up, the Panthers had the scanners. Every call they got, they jumped in every car 6 deep, and they was on the scene, man, before the police got there. See, and so I want my people to be unified, brother, and I want us to continue to support each other, including your show, man. That's what I got to say, and I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to send a lot of people your way, brother, a lot of people, because I love what you're doing, man, and I mean that from the deepest vessel in my heart. Love you, brother. Love it, man. Love it.
Thank you, and I love you too, bro. And my last words, Brother Abdul Muhammad, you will agree with what I'm getting ready to say. If you laugh and if you cry, that's a hell of a day, right? And no matter what you're doing out here, no matter what you do, never give up, never give up, never give up. Brother Muhammad, before I forget, where can the people find you at, subscribe to you at, any pages? Take it away.
I'm hard to find, really, because of the kind of work that I do. But if they're friends of yours, the best thing for them to do is go to your page and send me a friend request from your page. And then when you become friend of mine from my Abdul page, I'll send you in other directions. Like I told you, I'm going to send you some stuff today. Because I really am hard to find. But other than that, I can be found under El Malik Abdul Muhammad. Abdul is my middle name. So I do have a page, which is the page that because if you remember, I directed you to the Abdul page.
Right.
Abdul is my middle name. So you can find me either El Abdul Muhammad or El Malik Abdul Muhammad. And then I'm also on LinkedIn.com, and I'm on Instagram under Sir Blur. That came from my track running days, because I'm known for, I got a scholarship to UCLA. Matter of fact, I used to be teammates with late great Flojo and Jackie Joyner Kersey. I wake up, Brother Rob, and run a 4.340 with sleep in my eye and not stretching. So on Instagram is Sir Blur. And again, El Malik Abdul Muhammad, El Abdul Muhammad on Facebook, El Malik Abdul Muhammad on LinkedIn.com.
You can find me at Cool Rob TV, all caps. Cool Rob TV, all caps. Don't forget to like, dislike, engage with me. We're always looking for new people to come on the show. Subscribe to Cool Rob TV. Definitely subscribe to Cool Rob TV. Show my boys some love. Movie Hood TV. See me pointing at their poster. They help me out so much behind the scenes. Please go show them some love.
No way, Rob. You have my permission, man, to send anybody my direction that need me to speak. It's not about charging or anything like that. It's about inspiring, just like I do you, because that's what was done to me, man. Okay, so you have my permission. Anybody want my phone number, link? I teach my people, stop with that government looking for you, because when you were born, you got an ID number on your birth certificate that's still in the courthouse. You got a social security number that you can't do anything about. And if you work, you got your social security number and employee ID. The government wants your black ass, they coming to get you.
They will get you. Thank you so much for giving me that permission. I definitely reach out first before I send anybody your way, but thank you so much.
No problem, man.
For Brother Muhammad, motivational speaker, always speak the truth. And for Cool Rob and the fam, I always end off every show with Cool Rob is in the building. Over and out.
Peace
Over
and
and
black.
out, y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Sir, Black Power, Black Power, Black Power.
Black Power, y'all. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. I love you and we love you. Bye bye. We see y'all next time. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.